Hi everybody, my name is Maisy. Welcome to my channel. Yay, I'm so glad that you're here. If you are not a subscriber already, go ahead and subscribe if you like pick a card readings, which I know we all do. So today we're doing a really fun pick a card reading on just what's going to happen in the rest of 2023. How is everything going to play out with love, with career, with family, kind of whatever the cards show. I think it's going to be a good one to dive into, especially with all these retrogrades going on. So what's going to happen in the rest of these months from now until the end of December? How is your life going to look? I guess we'll find out. So we have 3 cards and a crystal on each card. Take a minute, pause the video if you need to, and figure out which crystal is calling your name. And then once you pick one, there are timestamps below, and I'll meet you at your reading. Hello, group 1. This is for everyone who chose this amethyst here. Little palm stone. Okay, so this is the signifier card for our reading for today on what's going to happen for the rest of 2023 in the months to come, and we have the 6 of Cups. So definitely a lot of memories, childhood, nostalgia, those kinds of vibes. The 6 of Cups is all about going into the past and reliving that, whether it's good or bad. So we'll figure out what that means for you in the cards when we pick them. But in general, I'd expect at least either family, like old family coming up, old family drama coming up, old people coming up, like first loves, you know, old friends. And it really just depends on what the cards say or like what we get out of the cards. But definitely the rest of 2023 is taking you back to look at your childhood and kind of reevaluate, likely to reevaluate either something that you missed or something that needs to be healed. So we're going to take a look at the tarot cards here. This is the Tempest Tarot deck. This is my deck. In case you love it and you want to buy it, the link to buy is down below in the caption. Okay, so let's see what we have here for group 1. Like, what does this mean? Okay, we got 2 cards there. Another one. What does this have to do with what's coming up? That doesn't count. There's too many. What's coming up in the next couple months? Okay, and then let's see, let's get like 2 more cards. One, and then 1 more, or 2 more, I guess. Okay. Okay, we're going to read them in the order that they came out. So we have these 2 first, then this one. Then I believe it was this one, then this one, then this one, and then these 2. Okay, so here we go. We have the Knight of Pentacles in a reverse position, the Ace of Wands in reverse position, 9 of Cups reversed, 9 of Wands, not reversed, Queen of Wands, Temperance, Judgment, and finally the 10 of Wands. Okay, it's very interesting stuff here. Let's we're going to start. These are kind of like the end of the story, so I'm going to put them over here, and this is kind of the beginning of the story. I would say like this is kind of the arc of the narrative from September onward into December. Let's see. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the 9 of Cups. This is Pisces and Virgo energy showing up here, but so first of all, we have the Knight of Pentacles coming up here, which, given that it's a knight and not a king, I would say it's not a, like, a patriarchal figure. So it's not a father figure or someone who's older than you or you admire. So not like grandfather or father or uncle or anything like that, unless your uncle is extremely immature, in which case this might be it. But to me, it's giving a lot more like little brother vibes, or even like an old partner or an old friend. The Knight of Pentacles reversed is someone who like works really hard, who's doing what they can, the best that they can, but may be working sort of in the wrong direction. It's like you're working so hard and not getting anywhere. I like to think of him, especially in this position, as like the intern that stays all night and like works until midnight and misses all of the happy hours, which is kind of the point. You know, it's networking is a huge deal in the corporate industry, not to get too insane about it. But the point is, if you're missing all of the opportunities to network, then you're missing an entire key of success, which is what he strives for. So somebody is overworking. Somebody's not like, not looking up, you know, from their page or from their phone. The Ace of Wands also suggests that this person is lost. So I feel like, little brother or like an old friend or an old ex, really, like, you can see is losing their path and like losing their footing, and that's becoming pretty difficult for you to watch, because I know that you care. The Nine of Cups is in a reverse position here, which means that they're not only lost, but I think they're like delusionally happy or something, or missing happiness. The Nine of Cups is a card of like complete and utter blissful happiness. When it's reversed, it means like we're missing that element that makes living like worthwhile, you know, or either that or we're kidding ourselves. So either this person is in a job or something that they like are kidding themselves about, or they really are missing a piece and they're not seeing it, but you see it. That's like kind of the main point of the Nine of Cups here. You see the fact that they're losing footing. So what do we do about that over the next couple months? Let's see. I'd like to I almost feel like that's kind of the end of the story, though. Like I'd like to, usually I read the whole thing as like one narrative, but I feel like there's more coming up that's a little different from that. The Nine of Wands, that might be in that sort of like this Virgo season era. But the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Wands seem to go together. To me, this is representing you, especially if I could just tell the Knight of Pentacles is not you. But the Nine of Wands says, or represents a time when we have like the highest faith in the future, and we have been working really hard, but we know like it's going to pay off at some point. And the Queen of Wands is utterly just fearless and capable. So I have a feeling that around whatever the middle is, between September, October, November, December, so like between October and November, you're going to be getting pretty inspired to take the next step, you know, to do bigger things. It seems like you've been believing in yourself a lot, which is awesome, but now you can you know, really put that to action. So I feel like around the middle of this October to November, you're going to start to raise your voice a little bit about what you believe and what your ideas are, because you feel like more confident in them. And then as we move into sort of the end of the year here, we've got Temperance, Judgment, and the Ten of Wands. So Temperance seems to be kind of on its own here, apart from these two. Temperance is about our mental health and sort of the spiritual, the mind body spirit connection. It's in an upright position, so this is really good. I think that not only are you feeling really like inclined to do big things and go big, but you're also worrying about your mental health in a positive way. Like you're paying attention to it. You're not worrying about it. You might be going to therapy. You might be doing not necessarily shadow work, because this isn't like dark or deep. It's more meditative. So like you might be running more or doing morning meditations, morning affirmations, yoga, stretching. I don't know. It's more mindful than it is active or psychological or seeking. So definitely have a big focus on this. And I think that might tie back into that Six of Cups. I know that this seems, you know, like a Six of Cups person to you, but watching them struggle, I feel like you're saying, I'm not going to be like that. Like I have my own path and I'm really excited about it. And so I'm going to take care of my mental health. I'm going to work through this, because this could definitely be like a healing card, working through any trauma we have. The Six of Cups is a Scorpio card, so it definitely has that psychological element to it, and this like propensity for darkness and deepness. So I definitely feel like there comes a time in this period where you say, okay, I'm getting a little into the dark side. I need to pause and slow down and really concentrate on making sure that my demons don't catch up with me. And I think that's actually what happens here too. Judgment and the Ten of Wands. Could be why you started this, because you knew this was coming. Maybe like you got a big break or a big job or something, and then all of a sudden you were like feeling the anxiety, so you took some sort of preemptive step to take care of it, like you got a therapist or something, which is great. But obviously, like, we're gonna have to hit. So I would assume that this comes at the very end of the month or the end of the year. Judgment is a card that comes up when we're really looking at ourselves in the mirror in a deep kind of way. We're not asking, but we're demanding that we be honest with ourselves and really understand what's happening here. So I think that there's something going on that you feel like you could be better at, or you could be doing differently, and you're not letting up. Like, you're not allowing yourself any forgiveness in the matter. And I think part of temperance is saying, forgive yourself. It's okay to forgive yourself. In fact, it's necessary to forgive yourself. And then it might even tie back to some part of your childhood where you were taught never to be wrong, or never to give up, things like that just carry on to a more toxic degree in adulthood if we're not careful to curb that little voice inside our head. So I think definitely the Judgment card is saying, like, you have some of these thoughts, and they're becoming more weighted for you. And towards the end, you're saying, I'm going to take control of this. I like that it's upright because it does suggest taking control. I'm going to take control of this. I understand that this is an issue of mine, and I understand now where it comes from. So I'm loving all that. And now I can feel like I can work on lifting this weight of the negative thoughts. The Ten of Wands for me is always like I'm carrying too many thoughts in my head, whether it's too many opinions from other people or too many personal self-limiting beliefs, that kind of thing. So, okay, so lots of like self-growth that is triggered from a situation with someone that you love. So if this is an ex, then it's someone that you really don't talk to anymore. It's more like way friend, way platonic. But it really feels like brother to me. So if your ex, like if you feel close to your ex from high school, like a brother, that kind of thing, then that would make sense. But yeah, it just feels familial in some way. And then you're just kind of like blooming into your own self. And I love that. I'm trying to figure out which deck I want to use. Maybe we'll use this deck, astrology deck, to kind of figure out like what's hitting your chart. I think that would be good. What's hitting your chart the most during this period? Like one or two things that are hitting your chart the most. And if like asteroids come up, I'm not going to count them because I'm talking like major planetary movements. But what's hitting your chart the most? Whoop. Okay. We have Aries and we have new moon. So I would assume new moon in Aries at some point. We have a new moon in Virgo coming up. So that's like the new moon in Aries is pretty far off. So either maybe it's the next new moon in Virgo and Aries. The Aries section of your chart, whatever that is, I would look into that. So especially because now that I'm thinking about it, the North Node has just moved into Aries, so it could be that Aries, for example, if it were in your 8th house or in your 12th house, that North Node would be pushing you to really think about like the psychological depths of your ego, that kind of thing. And it would be challenging you to understand where you get your self-confidence from and whether that place is a healthy place, that kind of things. And to use the new moon cycles as periods where you can like enjoy the release, I guess. Like, full moons are used to release things, and then new moons are used to start new cycles. So recognize that you're releasing things so that you can start new things, I guess. I don't really want to pull another one. I think that those two speak for itself. So look at Aries in your chart for sure. And if you don't know how to do that, I will do it for you. Yeah, I do birth chart readings if anyone is interested. Okay, I think that we need like a, what is it called? This is like it's not a self-care deck, it's just like an advice deck. So what advice do you need to hear throughout the next few months? Okay, well there's that one, and then I want to pull like one more. Okay. Don't take it all too seriously. Oh my God, that's honestly perfect. I mean, because you know who is taking it too seriously is this dude. This guy right here. And you know it. That's crazy. That's such a good card because I just feel like it's speaking right to the heart of the matter, which is like you're missing the point of life if you're taking it too seriously. You know that joke, like, you'll never get out alive. Like, don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive. It's true. So, and then this person, this kind of energy it's not about taking it seriously. It's about believing in our goals and our dreams and just like living an optimistic and full life. That's just all fire energy. Okay, and then this one, let's see what we got here. Anything you want to find, it's out there somewhere. I love it. I mean, that's exactly what I just said about this. That's like, these two are speaking to one another. It just seems like it's really mirroring the situation and then you on the other side of it. So I love that. I think that we totally got the right cards. Let's see. I think to close the reading, we'll just like roll the die, the astrological die, just to see like, I don't know, what, where your advice, or sorry, where your energy should be going and like, and in what way. Look at that, 12th house and Aquarius and the North Node. You guys, that's crazy. I was just talking about the North Node in the 8th or 12th house. So maybe Aries is the 8th or 12th house, but like, here we go. And then the Aquarius part is really just talking about looking at it from an intellectual perspective. Like, if you were a professor, how would you approach this? You know, take yourself out of it and really kind of dive in. If this was happening to your best friend, what would you say to them? Yeah. So I think that closes our reading. You guys, leave this here for one more second. Group 1, thank you so much for coming, and I'll meet you at the next reading. Hey Group 2, welcome to your reading. I honestly don't know what this is, but I love it. It's like Dandronite or something. If you know what it is, go ahead and put it in the comments and we can all applaud you. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at what your signifier card is for the reading today. We have the World. Look at that. This is the World. Well, since the World is upright, I would I would guess that something is coming to a close, some sort of chapter is coming to a close in the next couple months from September until December, the end of the 2023, where you've been waiting for it to end, like you know it's ending, and you're very excited about it. This would be like finally getting your doctorate or something. This is not the end of the school season, but you know what I mean. It's finally getting something that you've been wanting your whole life. Maybe you're getting engaged. Maybe you've got your license now. Maybe you just sold your house finally after it's been on the market for 10 years. I don't know, but the point is, it's a really good thing. It's coming to a close. It's upright, which means that you're happy about it. So let's kind of figure out what it's saying, because it can honestly be so many things. But we'll see what the cards say about what it means. We're going to pull tarot cards now. This is my deck, the Tempest Tarot deck. If you love it for whatever, well, not whatever reason, it's a great deck. If you love it, the link to buy is below in the caption. Okay, so let's see what the world is talking about, what group 2 needs to hear about the next couple months, next 4 months. Yeah. Okay, what else do we got? We got one card. Okay. 2 more cards. What else does group 2 need to hear? Okay, look at that. That's exciting. Whoop. I think that we're not going to use those because there's too many in there. Whatever is necessary to come up will come up again, I promise. There will be no messages lost. Let's see how many are in here. I guess we can use all those, and then we'll let's do one more to close out the reading. Okay, or 2 more. That works too. Okay, so first we had this one, and then we have, I think, that one, and not that one. This one, and then that one. Okay, lots of cards here. Let's see what we got. We have the 8 of Swords reversed, the Hierophant reversed, the 10 of Wands, the Ace of Cups, 6 of Wands, the Star, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Swords, 10 of Swords, Judgment, and the 7 of Wands. Okay. Definitely a relationship going on. This seems a lot like relationship drama in a positive, ends in a positive way. So the world is upright. It means like finally a new chapter is happening, or we're leaving the old chapter, whatever it is. I think that these two definitely go together. These 3 kind of like close out the year, and then these 3 are together, and these 3 are together. So this is kind of like the cycle of the rest of the months. And honestly, I'm feeling like sometimes I feel like when we do month span readings that there are different topics going on, but this one feels very much about a relationship in general, across the entirety of the spread. So okay, so let's just get started. Let me also see if there's nothing popping out in terms of zodiac signs, so I'm sure we'll get some of that later. Okay, so the 8 of Swords in a reverse position is kind of like a reality check, like upright. It's like we're avoiding, or like kind of turning our eye from the red flags, and we're like, it's fine, no worries. But in a reverse position, it's like you can't look away anymore. It's out there. We got to talk about it. The Hierophant reversed is definitely like kind of a sacred union breaking. It could be resembling a breakup or the possibility for breakup. More likely if you're married. More likely it seems like you're in a serious relationship, that this is a marriage relationship or you're about to get married or something. But the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is extremely solid. It's like the pillars that we were founded on. So the sanctity of marriage is really based in that Hierophant. And the Ten of Wands is like, I just am under so much stress. I've got so many thoughts, so many opinions from other people coming in, so many of my own thoughts. I don't know what I think or feel anymore. So the Eight of Swords is like, okay, reality check. Things are not okay. Things are not good. And the Hierophant reverse says that the sanctity has been broken. The trust has been broken. That we're in a really bad spot. We're about to break up the union that we created for our relationship. And then on top of that, there's all sorts of opinions coming for you from other people. And that's just really irritating, you know? So I feel like this is probably where you're at right now. Like this is kind of the point which this ball, the world, starts to feel a little heavy, you know, and you're like, the world is literally collapsing on me. I don't know how to handle this. Don't know what to do. However, we then get to this really beautiful part of the spread where it's like, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Six of Wands, we have the Star. All of those things are really beautiful. The Ace of Cups represents a new relationship, or if you're in a relationship already, then a new page or beginning to the relationship. So that suggests some sort of remedy or reconciliation. And the Six of Wands is all about success. So it is about finding, if you're in a situation where it's do or die, leave or stay, like this would indicate that we're staying, that we believe in a better future for ourselves. So definitely feel like that's coming out as you know, like forgiveness and happiness in the end. We also have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So originally I was thinking that this represents you two, which totally could be possible. But if you have children, which I just received as a message right now, if you have children, I mean, this could totally represent children too. So one child is like really stern and overworks and tries really hard, you know, that's the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And the other child is kind of ambitious and independent. Page of Swords doesn't necessarily have to be like a boy and a girl, you know, it can be the genders can be a little ambivalent, and like they can be reworked. It's really more like feminine and masculine energies and which ones kind of apply. But to me this says that the getting back together thing, one, if you have kids, one of the kids is skeptical about it and the other one is like rebellious about it. This one is like, why didn't you get together sooner, or why didn't you try harder sooner? And this one is like, fuck you guys, I don't know what you're doing. So it definitely feels like not everybody's on board if this is about your children. If it's not about your children, then, and it's about you, which again could be possible, the Knight of Pentacles represents someone who's going to work really hard to maintain the relationship, and the Page of Swords will also work really hard, but has a little bit of a tougher shield. So whoever this person is prone to overworking or overdoing it. So this person needs to just make sure that they're not taking advantage of that person, and they're really maintaining the collective well-being of the relationship. Okay, so towards the end of 2023, like this kind of says where we're at, basically. The Ten of Swords says that I think that you've learned your lesson as a couple. You know, you can't just say things are bad and run away. I almost feel like something happened where one of the people in this relationship didn't necessarily back out, but left in some way, or like maybe they have been staying in another apartment, or maybe you guys aren't speaking right now or something. So I think that after all of this card says, like, we've learned our lesson. It's hit us in the back. Here we go. I know, like, we have a lot of making up to do with each other. So it definitely implies that there's work ahead. But Judgment says you two are being very real with each other. You're not hiding anything. You know, you're really honoring what happened and attempting to work with next steps together. So you're taking responsibility. Everyone's taking responsibility, which is awesome. And then on top of that, the Seven of Wands here says that even though everyone else is telling you this might be a bad idea, you're really positive and optimistic. So I mean, I think it's really beautiful. You guys have this need to be together, and it seems like you really want to be together. Let's see what else we got. We have these astrological cards. I'd like to kind of figure out what's being activated right now in your collective chart together, like your synastry chart or your personal chart regarding this relationship. Okay, the 5th house. So this is someone you're dating. This is not necessarily that, like, long-term yet. I mean, or it could just be a symbol. If you are dating, like, long-term, then it could be a symbol that it's time to just get back down to the basics, down to fun. And I feel like that's kind of the message there. These cards are also some advice cards, so let's see what they have to say. And I also I'm going to pull some of these too. This is like what your partner would say to you. Okay, so what do you need to do, like, to make sure this remains, that one dropped in a place that I can't get, so I guess we'll never know. What do you need to do to keep this alive? So we have plant, seed, and wait. And whatever that one is. So we have plant a seed and wait, and then we have seek inspiration in unusual places. So not everything has to be a straight line. I mean, I feel like there's this disillusion or misconception that you need to have a straight line in order to have a good relationship. That's what the Hierophant says in an upright position, but it's reversed. So it's like, honestly, I feel like part of the issue with this relationship is that it's been so all over the map. It's like it's not been generic or normal in any sort of circumstance. And that's been really hard for you to wrap your head around, because you're like, I just don't understand why it's so different for us. So seeking inspiration in unusual places makes me feel like the cards are saying that it's okay to be different. That doesn't mean it's wrong if it's different, as long as everybody is still willing to, see the good in the relationship and also willing to try and take responsibility, which I think both of you are, that it's not a wrong relationship if everyone loves each other and they want to make it better. Plant a seed and wait. Definitely feels like it's suggesting that this is going to take a long time to bring back into order. So not to rush it. And also, if things start to go downhill, if you get your stuff in alignment, if and when, because when is happening, it'll happen. Sorry, I was seeing if I could find that card and I can't. I just can't get to it. I'm sorry. Okay, so basically, when things will go downhill, because they will, that card is just saying, have a seed ready to go to plant, and then wait to watch it grow. So address certain issues before they get to that escalated point, so that when they do come, you know what to plant, basically. Okay, let's see. I have these soulmate cards, and they'll tell us what your person is thinking of you right now. We have I don't have the words to express how I feel, which kind of makes sense because it looks like there's a lot of mess right now. Let's talk about, let's see what they'll say at the very end of the year 2023. I think about you constantly. So very, very cute. Lots of good stuff. I feel like there's definitely potential here to grow and to make anew this relationship again, regardless of what other people think, or what kids think, or if you personally have doubts. You know, it looks like you guys might have doubts yourself, but all of your actions are speaking otherwise. So I would just go based on that. Okay, for the last bit, I'm going to roll these astrological die, which is going to give us some advice on some advice on how to approach this situation. We have the South Node in the 10th house in Libra. So it could be that part of this is that someone's too focused on work, that they're very serious. I mean, literally, this is that person. Whoever this is in the relationship between the Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, whoever the Knight of Pentacles is that person who needs to step back from work. I feel like part of this is due to a lack of attention or lack of attention and intention on the relationship itself and on fun in the relationship. So maybe you need more date nights. Maybe you need more compliments. Maybe you need, more fun nights to hang out as children. It doesn't have to be serious all the time, but the fact is that this person is at work a lot and they bring their work home and then they're serious when they get home, and that doesn't create a space for fun and connection to grow and to continue growing. So yeah, that's the last bit of information I have for you, Group 2. Thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you next time. Hey, Group 3, welcome to your reading. I don't know what this is, but this is the crystal that you chose. Let's see what your signifier card was for the reading. This is going to kind of give us a little roadmap, I guess, toward what we're going to be reading about today. So we have the Ace of Swords. This card is all about action and starting new projects, basically. The swords are about our intentions, our actions, and our desires to move, to create, to think. And aces are about new beginnings. So Ace of Swords, I usually think of new projects or doing something we've never tried before, really getting outside our box. So that can, mean a lot of things. So here we are. We're going to use the tarot cards to kind of get a deeper dive into it. This is the Tempest Tarot deck. This is my deck. If you like it, there's a link below to buy. Okay. Here we go. What does Group 3 need to hear right now? And what is the Ace of Swords talking about? Okay, we got those three. Man, judgment has come up in every single reading. Okay, so what does Group 3 need to hear right now? What needs to be taken care of? That's another way to look at it. What needs to be taken care of? Because Ace of Swords will take care of it, Start a plan, start action, start structure. Okay, what does Group 3 need to hear? Okay, I feel like that's enough. I feel like we got our fill. So that, I think this is okay. Okay, so here we go. We have the King of Cups, I love this King of Cups card. Doesn't he look like powerful and perfect? King of Cups. Yes, that was right. Judgment. The Eight of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. The Ten of Wands reversed. The Eight of Swords reversed. The King of Pentacles. And the Five of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so okay, yeah. To me, this definitely feels like a money venture issue. Could be work related, but could just be like monetary related and family related within that system. The King of Cups it could be you, or it could be a more fatherly figure, higher up sort of in the family, someone who maintains all the finances, that kind of guy. The King of Cups in general is someone who like feels a lot, is like really, really loving and everything, but when they're turned on, they can be a menace. So this person harbors a lot of like intense feelings. They don't often show it, and when they get a chance to show them in their worst ways, they often don't know how to like regulate them as much. So they can become not dangerous. It could be dangerous, but I guess just more scary. Like I wouldn't want to make this person mad. That's kind of how I would look at it. Judgment is a time when we're looking at ourselves in the mirror and being honest with what we see. And the Eight of Pentacles is about hard work. So we're working really hard to get to where we want to go. So I just feel like you started something, this project of yours. And if this seems so specific, oh my God, this seems so specific to some people. So if this is not your reading, feel free to go choose another card. But I feel like you've started a project that it's your baby kind of, and that this person you've asked to come help, mentor, finance, one of those things. And they've been doing a great job at it, but this is kind of that point where there's more tension around who controls what. This person likes to be in control, and that's why they're so successful, you know, like they know what they're doing. But the thing is, this is your thing. This is your project. So there's some issue with dividing the responsibility and understanding who's in charge, really. Judgment is kind of looking at the darker sides of the people that we love. Sometimes it can mean looking at ourselves in a darker or deeper way, but I don't even know. That's like usually my first response. And then, so I've never, not never, but I don't usually respond with this is looking at other people and their dark sides. But to me, it feels like this person needs to be outed. He's so good at what he does that he can so easily turn our thoughts around. You know, he's kind of manipulative. So I would definitely say, like, keep your eyes out for this person who's helping you. That's all. Keep your eyes out for this person who's helping you. They're, you know, good where they are right now, but if you continue to let them in, they will start to like seep through all of your hard work. This is all your hard work. You're doing really well. You're making something awesome. Continue making it, but just be cautious of the people who want to benefit from it and the people who are really good at what they do. The Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands I really thought went together, and the immediate thing that I thought of with the Ten of Wands reversed is that someone is giving you an opinion of theirs or some advice that is not right to take, or not worth taking, not right to take, not advised. And the Four of Pentacles alludes to like the right answer, which is to keep your money, don't spread it. So if this is about like this person saying, I think you should open up another account, I think I should handle some of the finances, I think whatever, this card says keep the power in your hands as much as possible. So I told you this is a very specific reading and we're just rolling with it. But hopefully it's going to resonate with some of you. But this is definitely saying, like, really hold tight to your power, to your money, to your status, to your freaking project. This is yours, you know, and don't let them bully you. So, bad advice, don't take it. The Eight of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles reversed come up. This is a card that, like, really shows sort of the, not the dark sides, it really shows it's like a reality check. So whoever this person is pretending to be, I think you see someone different at the end of this. You might actually see this person, the King of Pentacles, who is much more not approachable. So the difference between these guys here, even though they're kings, both very powerful, this person has empathy, or appears to have empathy, appears to really understand you and, like, really care about your feelings and really want to make the relationship between you and him work. Whereas this person doesn't care. It's all business, it's all money, it's all numbers. So if you get into a business partnership with this person, you might assume that you're going on good faith. Everyone is looking out for everyone else's interest. It's all fair. Whereas this person, you know it's not going to be fair unless it's on a document. Like, unless it's on the contract, this person will not budge because they care about money, status, and, like, the propriety of it all. So I think, honestly, that this person kind of transforms into this person in the end. You're like, oh wow, I wasn't aware that that this Scorpio person could be this Taurus person. I don't know. But it just feels a little shady to me. So on top of that, so yeah, true identity is revealed, and then the Five of Pentacles is like financial burden and healing. When it's upright, it means like financial grief, which is about losing our money and losing our status. So I almost feel like this person is trying to look like he's some sort of benevolent person who's come in to save you, some, like, you know, knight in shining armor. But what he's really doing is trying to kind of get so deep in that company that he's going to, or that project or whatever it is, that he can benefit from it because he's broke. or out of assets or out of funds. In general, just, like, seems like a shady person. I can't believe how specific. I've never had such a specific reading, but hopefully it's resonating. So let's see what we got for the, let's see, like, this is a kind of just advice cards on what to do in this situation. Oh my God, look at that. This one doesn't count because it fell off the table. But we have deep intuition. If that doesn't say, like, this guy's shady as shit, I don't know what does. I just feel like, you know, like, you've got to know or kind of feel weird about whatever this person is doing. And I mean, it doesn't have to be super company oriented. Like, this could be just your idea to rent out this apartment, and this is your, you know, your best friend who's going to rent it out with you, but somehow weasels his way onto 50% of the lease and then all that stuff, you know, that kind of thing. So I don't know what it has to do with. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a corporate setting. But, oh, here it is. But definitely listen to your gut feeling. Listen to that intuition. Because it's going to be right. I want to know, like, what else, what other energies are at play. Maybe these astrology cards can help us out. What energies are at play? Okay, there's too many that came up, but we have first house, Virgo, and Ceres, which is an asteroid. So to me, it's honestly, these cards say that like someone is in it for their own benefit, and they're really, really good at getting there. Like they're really detail oriented. That's that Virgo, and first house is that benefit, the personal benefit. And Virgo is reversed here, which makes me feel like they're using their critique skills for the not so good. Very interesting reading, you guys. Let's see. Okay, to close the reading, let's see what the astrological die have to say. This is kind of just like some advice on where to go next. Like how to approach, I guess. Whoop. This one. Okay. Moon in Pisces. Intuition, you guys. Intuition. In the third house. Intuition and vocalize it. Or intuition and use that intuition or retrieve that intuition through their emails, through the way that they talk, through the way that they communicate with their employees and with you. So really just watch them and be detailed about how they are writing things out, how they're putting their name on the contract, things like that, because it'll give you some clues as to what their like deeper purpose is and what they want. Okay, that was intense. That was a big one. I hope it resonated with you. Of course, if it didn't, there's 2 other options that you can pick from. But I do hope to see you again soon, Group 3. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait to read for you next time.